Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that might ruffle a few feathers, training frequency. Specifically, why I think 3 days a week of resistance training is the sweet spot for most people. Now, don't get me wrong, you can absolutely train 4, 5, 6, or even 7 days a week and see results. Absolutely. But from my experience and what I've noticed with most people over the years, 3 days a week is usually where things just click. It's enough to make progress without burning you out, without making workouts feel like a chore, and without overcomplicating things. In this video, I want to break down exactly why that is, why it works so well, and why trying to do more might actually backfire. I'll also share a bit of my personal experience because honestly, I've tried more days and it just didn't last. The first reason 3 days a week works so well is simply recovery. Muscles grow when you rest. Gains happen between workouts, not during them. Training too often, especially when you're juggling work, family, and life, can lead to burnout, poor performance, and sometimes even injury. 3 days a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, gives you full days in between to recover. Your muscles repair, your joints recover, and your energy stays high for the next session. That's why consistency over the long term is easier. Try cramming 6 or 7 sessions a week, and it might feel productive at first, but chances are your effort per session drops and you start skipping workouts or you just burn out completely. The second reason is quality beats quantity. You've probably heard me say this before. When you train 3 days a week, each session matters. You can push hard, go close to failure on your key lifts, use proper form, and really focus on each muscle with absolute intent. Compare that to 6 days a week where it's easy to just go through the motions because you're worried about getting all your sessions done. 3 days a week lets you give each workout your full effort, and that's what drives results. Honestly, I've lived this myself. Anytime I've tried to bump my workouts up to 4, 5, or 6 days a week over the past 5 or 6 or even 7 years, I always end up hitting a wall. I might manage it for a week, maybe two, but then burnout sets in. I stop looking forward to my workouts and the joy of training just disappears. Part of it is me still going really hard in every session, pushing to failure and giving full effort. And that's fine if you're training 3 days a week. But if I try to increase both intensity and frequency, it just doesn't work, right? One dial has to give there. For me, I choose to keep intensity high and enjoy the process. So every time I've tried more days, I fall back to three inevitably. That's just what works for me. And honestly, what I've seen work for most people too. So most people aren't professional athletes, right? They've got jobs, families, errands, and life. 3 days a week is realistic and sustainable. You can stick with it without feeling overwhelmed, guilty, or like you're constantly behind. If your workouts start feeling like a chore, consistency will drop. And we both know that consistency beats any single perfect session. 3 days is just manageable enough to stay consistent for months and years. 3 days a week works great whether you do full body workouts or a simple split. Full body sessions are convenient. You hit all major muscle groups each session, and with 3 workouts per week, everything gets worked multiple times with enough rest in between. But it doesn't have to be full body to be effective. Some people might prefer an upper lower AB split or something like upper on day one, lower on day two, and then upper again on day three. You could even do upper on all 3 days and then just add in a little bit of lower body sessions in the middle on day two. It really depends on your goals, right? The key point is that 3 actual training days, no matter how you organize your muscle groups, gives your body the proper recovery it really needs. You can push hard, train intensely, and still let your muscles repair without overdoing it. That's why 3 days is enough for most people, regardless of whether it's full body or some other split. 3 days a week is easier mentally too. It gives flexibility, prevents the burnout that I talked about earlier, and keeps workouts enjoyable instead of feeling like a grind. You look forward to them rather than dreading them. And when workouts are fun, consistency skyrockets, right? Finally, 3 days a week just gives room for life in general. If you miss a workout, no big deal. If you go on vacation, you can adjust without guilt. Family, work, social obligations, 3 days a week leaves space for all of it. So fitness doesn't consume your entire life. So here's the takeaway. You can train more often, but 3 days a week is enough for most people. It maximizes recovery, keeps workouts high quality, fits into real life, and helps you stay consistent for the long term. So focus on effort, consistency, and smart planning of muscle groups, and just trust the dang process. Fitness doesn't need to be complicated or extreme. For most people, 3 smart, intentional sessions per week, whether full body or some other flexible split, will get you stronger, leaner, more muscular, and healthier faster than any extra day you try to cram in. So just stop overthinking it, train hard, recover, and train 3 days a week. That's enough, at least for me and for a lot of people I've seen succeed. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I will see you in the next one.